Hi, this is a little bit of a demonstration of what's driving me nuts with the new simple map. Hopefully it's temporary or maybe it's pilot error, but here goes. What I'm trying to do is a demonstration for people in Port Hope. They will be dealing with a very large project here, 10,000 megawatts. So basically 1200 megawatt electricity reactors. That's being proposed here, and the local population doesn't really know what's going on, but there's quite a few who are interested and quite alarmed at this. So anyway, so here's Port Hope. So this is a bunch of people who would like to know more about Safecast. But I'm really hesitant to show the map because I don't understand how this time-based display works. The user interface seems to be very random. Okay, so I'm going to compare that to the Safecast, the existing Safecast map. I know this track because I made it in 2013. That was one of the first tracks I made, or first drives I made with my Big Igi Nano. And then we have a whole bunch up here. People traveling back and forth along this busy highway, as well as a secondary highway up here. But let's focus on this downtown here. Just a bit of orientation. This is the town of Port Hope. There is a uranium refinery here, the Eldorado, formerly Eldorado. This is where the uranium for the World War II bombs was actually refined here. It was enriched in the States, but refined from the mine up in Port Radium in the Northwest Territories. A little bit of history here. You can see here, so there's the dock and all that. In the new map, I see part of my track. So here again, we have the track, but I don't see anything. So if I start messing around with this, March 2017 is the earliest, and then it disappears. So if I, let's say, refresh the whole map, the whole screen, I end up back at Port Hope, and now I see part of my track. So, but now it's showing properly 2013, right? If I go up to 2026, my 2013 tracks disappears, and I get a track here that was done by myself back in April 2026 with the Big Igi Zen. Go back to 2013, and I don't see my 2013 track, and the timeline has disappeared. So my rant here is that this thing seems to be extremely flaky, and my advice is to keep it simple. In other words, show everything, and maybe have a pop-up menu or a little dialog box to say, no, I want to restrict from this date to this date, and make it explicit so that the user actually knows exactly what they're looking at. If I want to see the evolution of, let's say, longitudinal, the decay of radioactive. Because this is important to the Port Hope people, because they are still undergoing remediation from these people here at Eldorado dumping radium. Uranium was the refining, they were refining uranium, and radium, since it was no longer critical for luminous dials, it was just a waste product, and they just dumped it. It ended up in construction materials and cement, bricks, landfill, road beds and so on. And of course, it's a big mess. It's slowly being remediated. It's quite an ugly situation. So I want to basically, if I propose Safecast to the activists in the area, I'd like to make sure that it's a solid tool, and that I don't embarrass myself while making a demonstration. Thank you for listening. Sorry about the rant, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.